Hi, guys, and welcome to Intermission with Hanson and Simone. I am Simone, and this lovely gentleman right here.
Hey y'all, I'm Hanson. Welcome to another intermission. I hope you guys enjoyed your first act and are looking forward to your second act. So, Simone, did you enjoy your first act?
My first act was going good, and so hopefully my second act will follow suit. What about you?
I enjoyed my first act. So let's hope that the second act is as good as the first act. Let's hope it's not a tragedy and it's a comedy.
Exactly, because that's what we want, comedy, not tragedy.
Exactly. Exactly. Simone, have you seen the pictures that TMZ put out about the new Powerpuff Girls live action TV show?
I have, and then I was highly disappointed that it was actually going to be a thing. I was already disappointed when they were going to reboot this for a second time with human people, but it just looks so bad.
It really does. And here's my thing. Powerpuff Girls was already like brought back in like the early 2010s for a new generation. Why do we think that it needed to come back again as a live action TV show?
It doesn't.
It truly doesn't. And I think what's so interesting about it is that it just seems like every show that we grew up with as kids is making some sort of return, but I don't think it's living up to the level that it did while we were kids.
Well, I think that so if we're still talking about Powerpuff Girls, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought I read somewhere that they were going to be in like that they were going to be adults.
Mm,
So in my head, I was like, okay, we're not going to see them in the original outfits anymore. So why are these grown adults that cannot play teenagers anymore wearing these small children costumes that look so cheap, like they got it from Party City? Like it just looks so bad. It looked cheap, one, and two, it just looks so bad. Like if they're going to be adults, just
mm-hmm.
have them in regular clothing. Like do what they did with the Wings Club and have them dress in like their main colors.
Mm.
Which isn't a, like God, let's not even talk about Wings Club because that should not have been a human reboot as well, or it should have been better and not whitewashed, which is what they're kind of doing with Powerpuff Girls. But
I mean, yes, still looking at those pictures. Granted, there was not a actual trailer for the live action Pop-Up Girls. We're really basing this off of the pictures that we saw, and it just doesn't look good. I mean, I wasn't with it when I first heard that they were coming out with it, and now seeing those pictures, I'm definitely not with it. I think that there should be, I mean, not a reboot, but they could have done a show that like pays homage to the Powerpuff Girls without calling it the Powerpuff Girls. You know, like you could be like, well, our show is loosely based off of concepts, ideas that were first brought about from the Powerpuff Girls, and we're sort of putting our own twist on it. I think that would have given me a better like sense. I'm like, okay, well, it's not them, so I'll give you a chance that you're taking homage from them. But I think seeing that you are calling your show the Powerpuff Girls, there's a there is a level of expectation that people are looking for. And I think that's why like that soft reboot that they did in the early 10s didn't hold up because it didn't live up to what like what the original one was in the late 90s, early 2000s.
But I think that it helped up once they had a Black Powerpuff Girl because they saw that they were losing viewers.
I think that I think that was hilarious that Professor X created a power created another one like years before he created the three girls, and she was just living on a remote island by herself.
Oh, which is weird. But was that before Mojo Jojo or after?
I think that was
Wait.
before.
Did you just call him Professor X?
Oh, Professor Utonium.
Come on, do better.
Mm.
Do better, Hanson.
Professor X.
No, Professor Utonium.
Yeah, I know that. I'm trying to remember who's Professor X.
X was the
Oh,
damn chemical.
oh, Professor Xavier. That's Marvel. Ooh, sorry, Charles. Um, yes, no, but Professor Utonium. There, that's his name. No, it was just like you just was like, okay, we need to get viewers back, so let's just put in a black Powerpuff Girl, and let's hope that that brings viewers in. And then I just think the show just stopped. Like literally, I remember there being a black Powerpuff Girl, and then I remember the show ending.
Wait, there's a live Powerpuff Girl?
There, the black one, when the black one came in,
Oh,
I just remember the show ending.
because a lot of these reboots just end without a proper ending, which is so it's funny, but at the same time, it just shows that like some of them were just not needed. And I truly think like there there are just some shows that should not be touched. Powerpuff Girls is one of them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Powerpuff Girls holds like a strong like place in people's hearts, especially like kids growing up in the 90s and the early 2000s. So like I understand, like I know that they're trying to reach like us now, like as adults going back to like trying to watch like, oh, the Powerpuff Girls coming back. Oh, cool. And it's live action. And like you said, if they're going to be older, that should put them in high school or early college. So like you're still kind of in that age range, but at the same time, it's not there. Like I was just highly disappointed when I saw those pictures.
I
And oh, and I also just think that it's not going anywhere. I feel like they're about to be a one and done season.
It might, it depends. Well, that depends on their contract.
Mm. Does
Yeah.
it? Does it?
Yeah, it does.
Because what happened to Josie and the Pussycats? Weren't they supposed to become their own show?
I don't know, but
Okay.
it just truly depends on like the writer and if the network likes it, what type of deal they're going to get. And there are different types of deals that you could get whatchamacallit for like for a show.
Okay.
So it depends on that, and also it heavily does depend on the audience.
Very much
But
so.
a good part of it depends on like what type of deal that's either that script or that concept is going to get. And with that, guys, we're going to take a short break, and then afterwards, we're going to talk about more reboots and how they failed our childhoods.
And y'all, we are back with intermissions. I hope you are getting your snacks, your drinks, and getting ready for Act Two. So, as we were talking about earlier, we mentioned that, well, Simone mentioned how the Winx Club, the reboot, the live action reboot, has drastically failed her. And for her, like if you've listened to one of our previous podcasts, she has Winx Club like in the top 5 of her animation of like of the 2000s. So for her, when they announced this reboot live action of the Winx Club, she was one excited until she saw the pictures, until she saw the cast members,
Until I
and
saw the cast members, and that was when it went downhill for me, to be quite honest. Truthfully, like it did not. Winx Club was great until like season 4, and that's when I stopped watching Winx Club. And then for some reason, Netflix thought that it was okay for it to continue it with the discussing animation that's now animation now, right? And so I have no idea what that Winx Club is about, but I know the original Winx Club, right? Fast forward to the reboot, and it was whitewashed to the extreme, though. Like we want to put quote unquote diversity, but diversity means more than just having one black, one Hispanic, right? Or just one brown skin. That can't be your token. So it wasn't even the original 5. Like nobody, like we all talked about Flora not being in it. And then we got Tara, which like Tara was the only plus size person there, which that's just another thing on its own. But no one even talked about that Techna wasn't even in it. Like we don't even have a nerd in here, but I guess the nerd came to be Aisha was the only black female black character. There's only one black and one black female and one black male actor in the show. Were there even any Hispanics in the show? No, no. And I think Flora was supposed to be Hispanic and or light skinned, whichever one. And then Musa was supposed to be Asian. So where's the diversity? Right, my point exactly. There was none. So in whole, like it was okay. Like the Winx Club or Winx, the Fate Saga, as they have it, right, was okay. I would I'm going to watch season 2 just to see where it goes. But overall, I gave it like a 6.5
out of
out
10.
of 10.
But you see, I mean, like, I feel like this is my thing. I feel that that show could have been like, I feel like you could have ranked it higher if it didn't hold the name Winx to it.
No, but it's different though, right? Like Winx Club and Winx the Fate Saga.
Hmm.
Either way, it has Winx in it, but I think that they were like we all know when Netflix does a show, it's going to be darker. It's going to have that darker undertone to it. So we all knew that was going to happen. But I just think there were some parts of it that could have changed or could have stayed the same.
Mm.
But also they were with like the original company that produced Winx Club.
Okay. Would you have felt better if it were just like completely different girls? Like if it didn't have Flora, I mean if it didn't have like the main names off of the original show, and if it was just like a brand new set of girls going to the school,
Well,
would you have felt better?
it had to be like a whole new set of girls, a whole new concept and everything. And so with that, I don't know if I would have been happier about that or not. Probably, right? Because we all know Bloom's story. That was the whole point of the Winx Club. We followed Bloom. So maybe if we had like